Hey everyone, welcome to the horror show. I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Cecil Von Slaughter.
I'm Marcia
Here to do another patron-requested review. This is one from Media Kraken, which apparently he's redeeming himself.
Yes, he is absolutely 100% redeeming himself.
Did he request The Horde? Is that what it was? Okay,
yes,
so
he did.
That was one
garbage.
zombie movie. This is a different zombie movie, which is one of the, in my opinion, I think top 5 zombie movies out there.
It absolutely made everything else that I watched fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I
So
kept
here's
holding
the
that
thing.
standard.
This zombie movie is so good that, by the way, the sequel is now officially in production.
That's right. No, I saw that.
Yep. And there was a prequel animation that was like Train to Seoul or something like that. That was a lead up to Train to Busan.
Oh, I didn't see
It's
that.
not Train to Seoul, but it's something Seoul because it starts. They even say that the train was coming from Seoul. Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
So that there is a prequel animation that you can watch up to this movie. But
I don't know if I should watch it. I feel like I'd be disappointed.
Maybe not. But this movie, guys, is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I knew about this movie. Fuego and I have seen this movie. The girls had not seen this movie, and what's funny is when I put it on their list to review, because Fuego and I had already seen it, they were like, oh god, another zombie movie is just so terrible.
Okay, first off, I fucking hate zombie movies no matter what. Before this show, this was a thing.
Until this one.
I've always hated zombie movies. I'm not a fan of zombies, period. But for some reason, they keep making me watch them.
Yep.
But this time, I'm actually really glad they did.
And not only that, but it's a foreign zombie movie.
Yeah,
That's
odd. Another thing.
So did you do the reading or did you do the dub?
subtitles.
Did you do the dubbing or the reading?
I didn't know
What?
Subtitles or dubbing?
There's dubbing?
I don't know if there is or not. So I'm guessing you both read it.
So why the hell would you
So
ask?
you did subtitle. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
so that's another thing too.
Subtitle.
I'm sorry. Yeah, subtitle to.
So you had to read it.
Yeah, but even in
the movie is so good that doesn't matter,
Can
right?
I say something real
Yes,
quick?
please.
So, like, when I watched it, apparently my subtitles wasn't on my Netflix for some reason.
Really?
And then, so, like, I was watching, like, the first 3 minutes, and I'm like, how am I supposed to watch this movie? There's no subtitles. It's completely, like, was it Korean?
Korean, yeah.
Korean.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what am I going to do? And then I'm like, and then I finally went to, like, the options and turned on the cap. I was like, oh my God.
But
anyways, that was my own adventure.
that's the awesome thing about this movie is that when we saw it, when Fuego and I saw it, I can only speak to that, but when we saw it, I cried. This movie almost made the emotional horror movie list at the panel that we did at Phoenix Film Festival, or Phoenix Comic Con, Phoenix Fan Fusion, Jesus. It's changed its name so many times. It's Phoenix Fan Fusion. We did an emotional horror movie panel, which hasn't gone up yet on the channel. We just put up our remakes panel and the Stephen King panel. The emotional horror movie panel will go up soon, but one of the ones that was my alternate was Train to Busan, because this thing got me in the feels like big time.
So I watched this with my kids, and obviously they can't read. So
Right.
I was reading it.
Because they're too young.
They're
Not
too young.
because they're illiterate.
No.
They're 18, 17, and 22.
Wow, that would be really awkward
I'm
and
just
damn.
kidding.
Anyway, so
Hey, Mom, what did that word
Yeah,
say?
what them words
saying,
saying? I
Mom?
can't recognize them sentences.
One of those little squigglies on the screen. So, anyway, so it's funny because I'm reading
Shut up
it.
and get back to washing Mama's feet. Sorry.
Okay, that went a little far. Okay,
Your
anyway.
childhood is weird.
So I was
It was.
watching it. So as I'm reading it, I'm like excited too as I'm reading it, and I'm like, oh no, like this is happening. I was like, oh my god, and they're like, what? And then I'm like reading it along with them, like what? Like it
They're
was,
like you're reading a quick storybook.
yeah, it was just like that, and I was like super into it, and like it was live action story.
Like, no, you don't understand. It's this cool because blah 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 blah. And they're like,
And they're like watching it on screen too, so it was super.
Were you doing voices?
Yeah.
Hey, my pitches were going up and down with excitement. Let me tell you, I felt, it was a live action.
I see you,
I
Susie.
I
I see you.
It was a live action storybook.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
it
Fair
was
enough.
so awesome.
Marsha Parker, your overall thoughts?
I really enjoyed it. It definitely wasn't what I was expecting. I mean, I had expectation that it was going to be good. I had an expectation that, you know, it was a zombie movie. Obviously, it's in a train, and then I knew there was going to be some sad elements based off of the feedback that I've heard from you and Fuego. So I was trying to gauge, you know, as I was going, what that could mean, and the character development and even the zombies and just the ride and the adventure was very action packed, very well done. All overall, it's well-made movie. And I'm so glad I had that opportunity to do it and then be a part of this review, because
it's phenomenal.
For my own train of zombie movies I've had to endure over the last couple of years.
Yeah, because all of them have been thrown Marsha's way.
I should have a certificate
You should.
saying
Zombie movie veteran.
Yes. And, from D to A, or A to D.
I mean, let's go A to Z, because that's a little more A to Z, A to zombie.
A to Z.
T and A.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said A to D, so
A to
like,
D.
A to dick! All right.
But anyways, no, like, I really enjoyed this one. It was up there.
Okay. So the story for this, I'm going to lean on you guys because you've seen it much more recently than me. So go ahead. What was the overall story? Who can pitch it real quick in a couple of sentences?
Oh fuck! So everybody got on a train.
Okay, so we start off.
Go ahead, Marsha. Clearly, it's you.
So we start off with it's a father and daughter. It's a father-daughter adventure. So.
True.
Well, no, that's not true, because there was other, like, remember the baseball team? It's like people.
But
At its core,
we
it's
start
a
off
father-daughter
with the
story.
father and
I'm
daughter.
sorry.
Don't
I'm
fuck
gonna
it up,
start crying.
Susie. I know. No, yeah, me too.
The father is divorced from the mother, who lives in Busan, I'm assuming, and so they have kind of a strange relationship. He has a strange relationship with his daughter Anne from the wife, because he works all the time and he makes these promises, and the daughter just wants to go home to see her mother. For
his mother takes care of her because he's
mostly, and she just wants to go see her mother for her birthday. He kept promising and finally he felt bad enough and guilty enough to finally take her on to go see her mother. So they get on the train, and they're immediately meet all these different types of characters, and you realize,
including a really big guy that was just awesome.
Yeah.
Through the whole movie. What was his deal again?
Him and his wife, who was pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah, they were on their way.
He was so arrogant.
He was so awesome, wasn't he? Though.
Yeah, he was like whole heart. And she was really. They had a really.
He was Hodor of the show.
I felt he was really arrogant.
He was very genuine, and he really cared about his wife. He cared about other people. He was who the main character ended striving to be.
True.
And he was the conscience that the main character didn't have.
Agreed.
And
really?
The business guy.
We liked him.
That is totally not what I got at all.
I liked that character a lot.
I didn't think it was a bad thing. I felt he was very arrogant. He felt because his wife was pregnant, she deserved, obviously she's pregnant, but there was this arrogance I felt coming off of him, and I felt like the only reason why he felt pity for the father is because he had a little girl.
He didn't feel bad for the father.
He didn't. Well, no,
he felt bad for the girl.
Yeah, but that's her father. But because he was doing special.
He helped him.
Yeah, he helped him.
He felt bad for the girl.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. And I thought that I normally would hate that kind of character, but I think that guy played it so well. Because remember, he's just you're a fucking asshole. You know what I mean?
I think he was reacting to the father, because the father was a dick. And there was another business guy. So there's the other business guy who was the main character's true self, his current self. So he had his current self. He was a completely I'm here for myself. I'm a survivor. I don't care what happens. I don't care. I'll do whatever it is to survive. And then you had
CEO guy.
Right. And then you had the guy who had the pregnant wife, who was concerned about her and everyone else, and was doing things to help protect people and save them. And so you're watching the dad choose his path. Is he going to be the CEO guy who is just going to be there to save his daughter and screw everybody else, or is he going to make choices that are going to be for the betterment of the group? So to me, that's what this story was.
So let's get into the rest of it. So I enjoyed the hell out of the movie. The acting I thought was tremendous, especially with the father and daughter and the bigger friend. I liked everyone in this movie.
See, that's why usually I don't like I don't usually typically like
Careful.
Asian culture movies because I feel like everything is extremely overdone.
True. In the acting department,
In the
can be
acting
case,
department,
yeah.
that was
The
another
Host
reason why.
is another Korean movie that definitely had that.
You know what I mean? So I don't
love
like
that.
that.
I love it too. Yeah.
Like
The
that shit.
funeral scene,
Yeah, see, like that shit, I'm like,
Mhm,
come on.
mhm.
So that's why another reason why I was kind of zombies and the Asian film was like fucking great. Zombies with it too. This is going to be like way over the top. But no, the acting was amazing. I loved it like wholeheartedly. It made me feel shit, which I don't do because I'm the daughter of Satan and I have an ice heart anyway. So it was done really, really well. So I loved all the characters, except for the CEO guy. He can suck dick. But
Parker, your thoughts on the characters and acting?
I think the actors did a fantastic job all the way through. When you have, like Susie mentioned before, you had the baseball team and the survivors from the baseball team. Even the main characters obviously were good, but even the side characters that were just there for
the homeless guy.
devices.
Oh my god.
There was growth between different like characters that you weren't expecting to have growth.
Yeah.
You thought, oh, they're just cannon fodder. They're there, but then you're like, oh snap! They're not just there to be there. They have a purpose, and they're really gonna shift the story into another direction and mess everything up and just be what people are, which is in the way. So
True, especially in a zombie apocalypse.
yeah, like, you know, everybody feels like they have a right to survive, and some people really don't. You know, I'm sorry.
Damn.
Oh my god. Okay, real quick, the one scene where I was like, what the fuck, is when the guy's telling him his friend is in the military. He's like, here, go to this wing when you get there. And then he's trying to call him, and he's like, "Dude, I can't get a hold of my men." And then all of a sudden, dude, I just got goosebumps. Oh my god! And then you just see all the military, and then they're coming and rushing, and then all the people are running up, and it's like, what the fuck?
And you just see the little girl,
look,
like, standing
legit,
by herself.
I have goosebumps right now at that
Yeah.
point. Oh my god, there's
The little
fucking
girl's like
great.
standing by herself, and you're like,
Yeah, that, and
why
they
would
all
you
just
leave
come
her?
rushing,
Yeah.
and like, oh my god, it was amazing.
It was
So,
so good.
that's actually a good bridge into the effects,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Because the zombies, this was a very World War Z-ish zombie
They're
situation
fast.
where they're
Yeah.
fast and they pile on each other. And like there's a scene in the train where there's a zombie attack where they're literally clambering over each other to try and get to everyone. And that is like, that's zombie fear
Oh,
on a
God.
level that you just don't get
That's
in The
right.
Walking Dead. Because The Walking Dead, I feel like you can dodge and get around and do whatever. But when it's just literally a tidal wave of zombies coming at you, it's something
Yeah.
totally different. And that's what this feels like.
It was that super raw, just like, oh
Better
my
than
God.
World War Z, I think they accomplished.
This is
because
yeah.
it was more practical than it was CG. I mean,
Right.
obviously there was
Yeah.
There was a lot of
in
CG
it,
at times, right?
but you didn't feel it as heavily as in World War Z.
True.
God, yeah,
Sure.
when they were trying to close the glass door and they're all just like piling up and
Bashing
piling,
against
yeah,
it,
and then they finally get through and they're just piling up and piling up. I was like, what the fuck? Because yeah, you don't think
So
about
did it take you out of the movie at any time, or was it
No.
solid all the way through?
I thought it was solid all the way through.
my face during the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Like that's what's so awesome. Like you guys are coming off of a review of The Horde and Pontypool, literally in this session. So there's 3 zombie movies in a row you guys are reviewing, and 3 very distinctly different zombie movies.
Yes.
But this is just such a premier example of how zombies can be done.
right, so if you're gonna
in
watch the
such a
Horde
way.
of Pontypool,
And-
do not watch this first.
No, and yeah, fair enough.
Start with the
Susie
Horde
made
and
that
work your
problem.
way up.
Work
yeah,
your way up.
yeah.
But this one literally ends, and again, we're not going to spoil it, but it ends with some of the most emotional stuff I've ever seen put in a zombie film
I'm gonna
ever.
have to cry.
And it got me. Like it was like my 6th or 7th choice of top 5 like saddest moments in horror movies.
Yeah.
You're about to go.
I'm like seriously
It's
tearing
so
up right now.
sad.
Maybe it's because
so,
I have kids.
But it's
Do you
so
think it hit
well
you?
done. Yeah, because so that's the thing. Would you make the
Fuck you
ultimate
guys.
sacrifice?
You
Like
guys shut up.
You have no choice at that
So-
point.
you have no choice, right?
Do you think?
Like if it's Lily, right, and you have
Stop!
no choice.
No, not my baby. No.
So would you do that?
No.
Would you take the
That's
hit
fucking
and
terrible.
like leave her?
No, so Oh my god, why did you do this to me? Oh my god. Okay, so Marsha Parker.
Yeah.
Now that having Alex, do you think that hit you differently?
Yeah, did it hit you differently having Alex?
I mean, I've had
it
kids for a
was
while
sad,
now.
but I think it was
She's
more.
like, take him.
No, I mean, obviously, you do what you have to do at that point, and I don't want to give anything away.
I feel like Marsha would like put Alex on her shoulders and just like
punched a couple people in the face because it didn't need to happen. But I mean, story-wise, they did it on purpose so that way it would happen and you would cry and it'd be sad. But there were specific times that they could have totally avoided having to do that if they would have just done something before that happened.
Maybe.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't
Well,
wanna
we
give
can't go
anything
into
away.
spoilers.
God damn it.
We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I
But
think that
it's-
this discussion is proof positive that it's a really effective movie.
Yeah.
Because you have one person going like, I couldn't have done it any different. Oh my god, what did I do? And then you have one person going like, no, I think you could have done this. You could have done this. It's a good discussion to have.
If it did happen, you have to make that choice. I think they made the choice, but I totally would have punched somebody in the face before I had to make that choice.
Fair enough.
Because
Right, you're gonna
if
do
somebody
everything
would
that
have
you
done
can.
something, and I'm not gonna say what it was.
But I mean, it's good. I've got
then-
4, so I can just take this one. I'm just kidding.
like
I've got a mulligan.
evade.
I've got 3 mulligans.
Distraction.
Technically.
Yeah, right. I'd have them like all on my back, and they're like,
No, but it was well done. It was very well
Trying
done. It was very well done.
until you get to one. You'd be like Kung Fu Panda. You get to your one nemesis.
the stairs.
Stairs.
You knew. I really thought about this. I would really be fucked.
All right, I think we should call it here. So, guys, we really love Train to Busan. Thank you very
Yes.
much for requesting it, Media Kraken.
Yes.
This is one of the best zombie movies out there. Straight up, I think this is easily in top 5 zombie movies of all time.
Easily.
Coming from someone who fucking hates zombie movies and like the Asian films, and that's two
Two hates that taste hate together.
Yeah, and it's
You
amazing.
know, it goes
like,
to say you shouldn't hate something because it'll end up being your favorite.
Yeah, see?
I'm gonna hate still. But, I mean,
Of course you will.
this is
All
this
right,
is
guys.
up there.
It'll be
I
in
should
your
say
family.
congratulations to Train to Busan to
Yeah.
For surpassing your hate.
Yeah.
yes.
So thank you guys very much. Why don't you let us know in the comments down below, what did you think of Train to Busan? I know most people love this movie. Have you not seen it yet?
And what
if
one
you
of it-
haven't, why?
It's on
Yeah,
Netflix.
fuck.
Watch it. It's on Netflix. It's great.
You can
If
read-
you enjoyed this video and this discussion, as haphazard as it was, click that like button and click the bell button and subscribe if you want to make sure you don't miss other reviews going forward. If you want to become a patron and request a movie
And you do?
for something like this, you
Not
can
zombies.
do so in that link down below. Just not zombies, apparently.
Fuck, now we're just gonna get an
Someone's gonna
overabundance.
be
All
like,
zombies. It's gonna be every zombie movie ever.
I'm recommending this movie.
I'm recommending Zombie 1. I'm recommending Zombie 2. I'm
to
recommending
Susie
Zombie 3.
specifically.
Yeah, to do by yourself.
God
And then I'd like
damn
Marsha to
it.
do a solo review as well. Thank you guys very much for
Together.
watching.
Solo review
Until next
together.
time, I've been Cecil Laird.
I'm Susie Von Slaughter.
I'm Archie
And remember, stay scared!